Hello and welcome to Coffee with Dr. Carla, and I'm Dr. Carla, and this is Jenny, and we are both so glad that you are here with us today. So our goal today is to talk about some mental health related issues and to help end the stigma surrounding them. So I appreciate you being brave and courageous and coming on with me.
And I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You are welcome. And so, maybe let's just start off with the idea of, you know, what what has been your experience around mental health? Share a little bit with us about your experience, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. Mental health is something I think that a lot of people tend to ignore. In my experience, I didn't recognize it when I first probably had the symptoms, and I think the hardest part is admitting it, and the other part would be is to actually do the work that it takes to help you live with it. And if people didn't have that stigma, or the word crazy, that means, that mental health is tied to, a lot more people would be more open with how they feel. And instead of saying, oh, I'll just get better, or it's just a bad day, a lot of us don't get over that just a bad day, and it goes into months and years and too much time. So I really would hope that people recognize it and maybe learn a little bit more about it. It's not that difficult.
So how long do you think you were, living with these issues before you even recognized that you should or could get help?
Many years, too many. It was definitely about probably 10 years before
Okay.
I actually realized these reoccurring symptoms and what they meant.
Okay. So I guess what would you, so okay, we got the idea of being crazy out there, right? That
Yes.
stigma, right? But beyond that, was there something else that made it really hard to finally admit to yourself that, okay, maybe you need some help?
I think because you feel almost that you failed something, or that makes you a very weak person to say these things that I'm feeling um, are really worrying me, or they put a stress on my relationship, or they make going to work hard every day. Those things, first of all, they're very overwhelming. You get caught up in them, and you just feel like you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. So the hardest part was saying, maybe I'm not the one who's wrong. Maybe there's just something, which mental health a lot of times is as simple as a chemical imbalance.
Right, right. For you, was there a breaking point, or was it just finally, a realization that there was help?
Actually, it was the birth of my children.
Okay.
Um, I think that was an onset to realize that you could ask for help. Not only, I mean, that's a totally different subject, but pregnancy, is a whole new world, and that definitely led me to say I need help in more ways than one.
Okay. Um, if you think about, let's talk a little bit more about that stigma, because I think that's a real issue. Um, how did you see that stigma showing up? Besides, I mean, we talk about crazy and whatnot, but how did how did it show up in your day to day? You know,
What what I always felt was that when people say, "Oh, you're just crazy," so putting that out there, most people just go along with that and pass it off as, "Oh yeah, they're just a little nuts or something." Um, what what made me realize that crazy doesn't identify what mental health is,
okay,
because mental health is every day. Mental health is something that you don't recognize in the mirror. Mental health is something that gets put on the back burner. And what made me think about that it could be more was that I wanted to be better. I wanted to be a better me. I wanted to be a better mom. I wanted to be a better friend, be a better wife, and that really took me to the whole next level of what do I need to do to be that better person.
okay. Um, so, as we're kind of winding down, I'm curious, what is it that you want our viewers to know? Like, if they can leave here with, You know, just like one
Just one good
nugget.
thing.
Yeah, what, or maybe two nuggets. I mean, it could be more than one, but like, boy, if you could just realize, what would
That
you
you're
say?
not alone.
That you're not alone.
I know that's said a lot, but it really is true. I'm just your average, everyday person, and it really is important to know you're not alone and that you're not crazy. But
Yeah,
at the same time, the other thing to take with you would be just ask. Just ask and talk about it. And if it's not with a professional, talk about it to somebody because keeping it in does not make for a happy person.
for sure, for sure. I appreciate you giving us a little glimpse into your life, and thank you again for being here. And you know, we would love to hear about your experiences. So if you want to share on Facebook or Instagram or any of our other social media outlets, it would be awesome. And until next time, remember you can change your thoughts, discover your potential, and transform your life by focusing on your overall well being. Continue working on being the best you possible. Bye.
Bye.